All right, I think we're going to go ahead and get started. If you guys want to get situated, coming to a comfortable seat on your mat. Somebody gave me a big long ether cord. I don't know if that's what it's called, but said that might help with my connection, but now I can't find it. I was going to try it out. Hopefully we'll have a decent connection today. And I do appreciate it, Indira, when you tell me when it's not, because otherwise I don't know. So I appreciate when you let me know. All right, let's come to that nice tall seat. We'll just start to ground a little bit, start to breathe together a little bit, all right? So close your eyes. And imagine inhaling from the sit bones all the way up to the crown. See if you can feel this energy moving up your spine. And then the exhale, see if you can feel it come from the crown of your head down the front of your body. Exhaling all the way back down into the belly, drawing the belly in and up, emptying all the way out. And then press the sit bones down. Imagine you're inhaling through the sit bones all the way up the spine, through the back of the body to the crown of the head. And then exhale, see if you can feel that energy pouring down the front of your body, down into the belly. Using the breath to carve out some space here. To make a commitment to leave all the worries of the world behind. To give our nervous system a little break here. So just by becoming aware of the breath, aware of our bodies, aware of our thoughts. We're allowing ourselves this time to slow down and connect a little deeper. If you want to set an intention for your class, you can do that now. Lately, my favorite intention has just been to try to use every single exhale to remember to soften through the eyes, the shoulders, the face. And you don't have to set that one. I'll remind you of that one over and over and over again. But to me, that helps me to stay focused because I can do that for about a minute or two. And then my mind comes in with some random thoughts and wants to hijack the situation. And then I realize I missed a couple exhales and I didn't do the thing. And then I'll come back to it. But the longer periods of time I can stack, where I stay in that place of connection without forgetting that I'm trying to stay focused and present, the more relaxed I start to feel and something starts to happen. And it makes me really curious, like what would happen if I could just stay in this space? So let's see if we can stay in that space together for the next hour, remembering to use every single exhale to soften anywhere we can, letting go of some of this tension. Inhale, arms up overhead, squeeze your palms together, lift them a little higher, draw the shoulders down the back, sit bones are pressing down, belly's drawing in and up, press the hands together, lift them a little higher. Soften anywhere you can on the exhale. Let the shoulders soften down, eyes, jaw. And now we'll interlace the fingers back behind the head, underneath the head. So at the base of the skull here, interlacing the fingers so you can lift the head up a little bit, lengthening the neck by reaching the elbows up a little higher, but keep softening the shoulders down the back. Stay with your breath, deep and slow, steady flow through the nose. And see if you can remember also to root to rise in every pose, rooting down into the ground. To inhale, find a little more length, and every single exhale to soften. Lift the right elbow up, up, up. Keep pressing the sit bones down. Find your breath. Slowly come up, lift the left elbow up. Slowly come up, inhale, look up, fill up. Exhale, round it out. Tuck the chin towards the chest. Draw the elbows towards each other and in towards the belly button. Inhale, lift up, fill up, look up. Exhale, round it out. Starting to engage that Ujjayi pranayama by constricting the back of the throat slightly to make that audible ocean sound. One more time, inhale, fill all the way up, and then just a little more. Exhale, round out. Now we're just gonna relax down. If you need to release the arms down, you can. You can release them to the ground. Keep your sit bones grounded. Let your head be heavy. And see what you can soften on the exhale. Slowly come back up. Now bring your hands back behind you and your feet flat on the ground, your fingers pointing towards you. Press into the hands, lift the hips up, reverse tabletop. So your knees are stacked over your ankles, your shoulders are stacked over your elbows. If it's all right with your neck, drop your head back. If that's too much, keep your chin drawing in towards your chest. Press into the hands and feet evenly, like you're trying to leave perfect foot and handprints in the wet concrete. Don't miss any little surface area of your feet or your hands. Press them down to lift up one more time, and then slowly lower down. Hug your eyes in to touch your knees. See if you can actually touch them, giving yourself a little massage in the eye sockets there. Let the shoulders soften down the back. Now we'll move a couple times with our breath. We'll inhale as we pop up. See how long you can hold on to this breath. See how high you can lift. Exhale, slowly lower down. Hug the eyes in to touch the knees and soften. Inhale, lift up, fill up, press down into the hands and feet. Exhale, round it out. Draw the belly in and up. Empty every last drop. Two more times. Inhale, lift up. Press through the fingers and the knuckles. Exhale, round it out. One more time. Make it last even longer. Now we're going to bring the soles of the feet together and let the knees fall open. You can have the heels in close or out a little further away, whichever feels better. Root down into the sit bones, lengthen up through the crown, and maybe you start to fold forward a little bit. See if pressing the bottoms of your feet together will help invite the knees to come down a little more. And slowly release, bring your knees together. And then we're just gonna come onto the hands and the knees. Finding a nice tabletop here with your fingers spread nice and wide. Start to just become really conscious of your body and your alignment and where you're placing things, all right? So we're pressing through the fingers and knuckles, stacking shoulders over elbows over wrists. Now find a little more length from your sit bones to the crown of your head, drawing the crown of your head towards the top of your mat. Visualize the line that is your spine and your neck in one continuous line and starting to lengthen out a little bit. We'll do a few really slow rounds of cat-cow. On the inhale, drop your belly, pull it forward between the shoulders, look up, fill up, stick the tailbone up and out a little more. Exhale, round it out, pressing into the hands, draw the belly button back into the spine. Find this fluid wave-like motion coming over the spine and see how long you can hold on to each breath and each move. After your next exhale, empty every last drop and then come back to that neutral spine, lengthening from your sit bones to your crown. And then slowly just turn to gaze over the right shoulder and maybe beyond, maybe all the way back at your feet. See what you can soften here. Notice any tension in the sides of your neck And see if you can let it go with your next exhale. Slowly come back to center and gaze over the left shoulder. Keep pressing into the hands firmly, softening anywhere you can on the exhale. Slowly come back to center. Inhale, peel the right arm up towards the sky. Stay for one more breath as you roll that right shoulder back more. And then thread the needle. Bring the shoulder towards the edge of the mat and the right ear all the way down flat. Walk your left hand forward a little bit and then settle in. You can lift that wrist up off the ground if you want to come up on tented fingertips for the last couple breaths here. See what you can soften on the exhale, underneath the arm, the shoulders, face. You can stay right here or place the left hand on top of the right and interlace the fingers, straightening into the arms. Pressing the left hand down into the right to roll the left shoulder back and then soften. Slowly come up with the help of your left hand. Inhale, peel the right hand up, twist open. And come back hands and knees for one really slow rounded cat-cow. Drop the belly, shine it forward. Exhale, round it out. Come back to neutral, lengthen the spine, strengthen the arms. Inhale, left hand peels up. One more breath, roll that left shoulder back, twist the heart towards the sky, and thread the needle, shoulder towards the edge. Left ear down, right hand walks forward, settle right in. Stay here or lift that wrist up, coming up onto those fingertips. Staying here or placing the right hand on top of the left, interlacing the fingers, straightening into the arms. So every time you check in to see how you're doing with your intention, to see if you're missing any chances to soften on the exhale, just make it in this moment check-in, all right? Don't worry about whether you missed a couple. Just check in as a reminder, saying, all right, in this exhale, I'm gonna soften. And then try going forward to stay with that, all right? So instead of judging how you're doing so far, just gently reminding yourself back to this moment. Come up with the help of your right hand, peel the left hand up, twist open. Come back hands and knees for a really slow cat-cow. And now we're going to slowly rock forward and lower all the way down to the chest and the chin. Leave your booty in the air and take a deep breath into the low back. Maybe you want to wag the tail, dropping the right hip towards the mat. Move really slowly here back to center and drop the left hip towards the mat. Slowly back to center, flatten out onto the belly, untuck the toes. Okay, hands are spread wide, right underneath the shoulders. Elbows are hugging the body and reaching back for the feet. See if you can slither forward a little bit like a snake using your hands. Press into the feet, lift the heart up. Exhale, slowly lower down. 3 more times with your own breath. Lengthen forward first, press into the feet to lift the heart. Don't use your hands. Soften everything as you lower back down. See how long you can make this inhale last. See if you can let this inhale lift you up just a little bit higher. Maybe on your last one, you straighten into the arms and come up a little bit higher. Slowly lower back down. Press it back to child's pose. Curl the toes under. Lift the hips and come up, downward facing dog. You can move around however you like here, or you can get right into stillness. Press into your fingers and your knuckles a lot. Soften the traps away from the ears, creating some space here. If you feel like you're holding any tension in your head, maybe shake it yes or no. And then make sure it's hanging down heavy like a bowling ball. Slowly walk your feet forward to meet your hands. Inhale, lift up halfway, and exhale, fold. Okay, so we're gonna hang here heavy with the arms hanging like dead weight, and the head's hanging heavy too. And then we're gonna make both the arms make circles to the right, but we're not moving the arms, we're moving the body because the arms are just like dead weight. See if you can make them circle around to the right. This should feel really good. Let your head be heavy too. Press into your feet, draw your belly in and up, and see if you can maybe make the circles a little bigger or a little faster. And then make them slow, really slow. Okay, now we'll switch directions and make those circles go to the left. Make sure they're just hanging like dead weight, and you're moving your body to make these big circles. Head is heavy, breath is deep. Maybe you quicken the pace or slow it down a little bit, see what feels good. And now make the circles go towards each other. So both arms are going in opposite directions towards each other. Head is still heavy, breath is still deep. Now switch directions so the circles are going away from each other. Relax your head and your neck and your face. Stay with your breath. Now grab onto your elbows and start to sway side to side. Try not to rock weight from one foot to the other. Press into the feet evenly. Head is still heavy. Bring it over to the right and come all the way up to standing. Press into the feet. Reach up out of the waist. Exhale over to the left and down. Inhale, lifts you up, fills you up. Exhale, lower back down. One more time. Next time you're up, we'll stay up. And we'll switch directions. We'll come over to the right and down on the exhale. We'll inhale over to the left and up. Keep your shoulders soft. Keep using every exhale to soften anywhere you can. One more time. When you're up, stay up. Lower your hands down by your sides. Step your feet together. So press down into all four corners of both feet. Again, like you're trying to leave those perfect footprints in the wet concrete. Not missing any part of the surface area to press down into the ground. Then find an internal rotation of the thighs. Keep your knees right where they're at. Just lower your booty behind you like chair pose. Reach your arms forward. Draw your shoulders back into the sockets. Pull your belly in and then reach the arms up. Keep softening the shoulders down the back a little more. Sink into your heels a little more. And see if you can draw your upper body back just a little bit more. Now we're going to cross the right knee over the left. See if you can get your toes to wrap around the calf. And sink in a little deeper, relaxing that standing ankle and standing knee. Belly in, reach up out of the waist. Now bring your hands to your heart and turn and twist to the right, hooking the left elbow on the knee. And maybe using some leverage here, twisting the heart towards the thumbs. Keep softening that standing ankle and standing knee. It'll make balancing easier. Keep the belly drawing in. See what you can soften on the exhale. Slowly come up, lift the knee high, reach the arms high. And slowly step it back into crescent lunge. Stack your knee right over your ankle. Press it straight out over second toe. Maybe you can get the left thigh parallel to the ground. Get the hips square to the front of the mat. Reach up out of the waist. Soften on the exhale. Staying with each breath as long as you can. Interlace your fingers, making one big fist. Glue the palms together. Bring your arms back with your ears and see if you can squeeze your head with your arms by straightening the arms. Soften the shoulders down the back. Now drop the arms over to the right just a little bit. Don't let the upper body move. So the left hip is still drawing back as the right hip inches forward. Come back to center and drop it to the left. It doesn't have to be far. Keep the heart lifted and the shoulders soft. Slowly come back up and lower the right knee all the way to the ground. Keep your fingers interlaced, untuck the back toes, sink into the hips a little bit, maybe find a little tiny backward bend. Release the hands and float the left fingertips down towards the ground. Lengthen through the right side to get the left fingertips a little closer to the ground. Soften the shoulders down the back. Use your breath. Take it right to that spot where you feel the most tension. And on the exhale, let some of that tension go. Reach both arms up. Lower your hands down to frame the foot. Shoot the left foot up and back, three-legged dog. Bend the knee and open the hips. Make big circles at the hips if that feels good. Or just keep opening it, twisting open here. Your head is heavy. Your breath is deep. You're pressing into the hands evenly to leave those perfect hand prints. Slowly come back, downward facing dog. Inhale through the nose, come up high on the tippy toes. Open mouth, exhale, sink into the heels. One more time. Make it last just a little bit longer. Shift your gaze up between your hands. Actually, just rock forward onto your toes. Come into a plank pose. Find this nice long line of energy as you press the hands down, shine the heart forward, and roll the shoulders back. Lengthen from your heels to your crown. Draw your belly in. And lower your knees, and then your chest. And then your chin, untuck your toes. Interlace your fingers back behind you. Maybe the palms glue together. Draw the hands back more to lift the shoulders up. And then draw the hands back more again to draw the shoulders back. Press into the feet and lift the heart. Use each exhale to soften through the neck, the shoulders, the jaw. Press into the feet and see if each inhale can lift you just a little bit higher. And each exhale can find a little more softness. One more breath. Slowly lower down, hands under shoulders, curl the toes under, lift the knees off the mat, press up to plank, and lift up, downward facing dog. Settling into stillness here as you sink into those heels. Maybe you can start to lift the quads up and press them back a little bit, straightening into the legs. But if you need to keep your knees bent to lengthen the spine more, that's fine. Mostly we're trying to really lengthen the spine. So just bend the knees for a second. Press into the hands, lift those sit bones up and back and feel that length in the spine. Maybe even dropping the heart towards the knees a touch to exaggerate it. And then maybe you start to drop the heels and straighten into the legs a little bit. If the heels are a really long ways from the floor, maybe you step your feet in just a little bit and see how it feels to get the heels touching the mat or a little closer to the mat. Now shift your gaze up between your hands, bend your knees and walk or hop to the top. Inhale, lift up halfway and exhale, fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive, press into the feet, come all the way up, find a little backward bend. Exhale, hands to heart and hands down by your sides. Okay, knees stay right where they're at. Lower the booty back behind you. Reach your arms forward, draw your shoulders back. Lift the arms up, keep softening the shoulders down, belly in, chin parallels to the ground. Sink into the chair a little more. Soften anywhere you can. Lift the left knee up, cross it over, maybe the toes wrap. Sink in, softening that standing ankle, standing knee, belly in. Gaze is fixed on something, but gaze is soft, not intense. Breath is deep and slow. See what you can let go of on the exhale. See if you can stay focused. Bring your hands to your heart, turn and twist to the left. Keep softening the standing ankle, standing knee if you're feeling wobbly. Keep softening the shoulders, the eyes, the jaw on the exhale. Slowly come back to center, lift that knee high, reach the arms up, step back, crescent lunge, stack your knee over your ankle, press it forward, maybe right thigh gets parallel, drawing the right hip back, reach up out of the waist. Exhale, soften the shoulders down. Interlace your fingers, biceps with the ears, try to straighten the arms and squeeze the head, but keep the shoulders softly drawing down the back. Drop the arms to the left. It doesn't have to be far at all. Keep pressing the right knee forward, but drawing the right hip back. Come back to center and drop it to the right. Come back to center. Keep reaching up to the hands as you slowly lower the left knee all the way down and untuck the toe. Sink into the hips, reach up, maybe finding a little backward bend. Don't forget to soften on this exhale. Float the right fingertips down to the ground, lengthen through the left side. Reach both arms up, lower your hands to frame the foot. Shoot the right foot up and back, three-legged dog. Bend the knee, open the hips. Try to stack them or circle the hips. Head is heavy, breath is deep, chest is square to the mat. Hands are pressing in evenly. Slowly come back, downward facing dog. Inhale through the nose, high on the tippy toes. Open mouth, exhale, sink into the heels. One more time, maybe this time you open the mouth or stick out the tongue and shake the head and really let it all out. All right, inhale, lift the right foot up high. Exhale, bring the right knee to the right armpit and lower it down to the right wrist. Bring it back up to the right armpit and then over to the left armpit and then straighten that leg out to the side. You can lower it to the ground if you need to. Peel the left hand up, maybe the gaze follows. Press down into the fingers and knuckles. Slowly lower the left hand down, bring the knee to the nose. Shoot it up like three-legged dog, bend the knee, open the hips. Come back, three-legged dog, exhale, knee all the way to the nose, crescent lunge. Stack your knee over your ankle and your shoulders over the hips and sink in. Steady your gaze, steady your breath. See how long you can hold on to this breath. See if you can remember to soften on this exhale. Keep your heart lifted, interlace your fingers back behind you. Maybe you can glue the palms together and peel the heart open by rolling the shoulders back. Find a little backward bend. And then hinge forward. Keep pressing the right knee forward as you let that head drop inside the knee. Head is heavy, breath is deep. Press the right knee forward a little more. Keep reaching the arms up and over. Soften on this exhale. Drag your body towards the left. Find a wide leg forward fold. Turn your toes in just a little bit towards each other. Inhale, lift up halfway. And exhale, fold. Release your hands to the mat. Now you're going to keep your lower body symmetrical. So if you end up needing to bend a knee, no problem. Just bend both knees equally, okay? Grab your right ankle with your left wrist. And you can do this one of two ways. You can either be pulling your head down towards the ground, or you can keep your spine parallel to the ground and reach your crown forward. Try it either way. Reach your right hand up towards the sky and pull your head down towards the mat. Check in with your knees. If they're one's bent, bend them evenly, okay? Soften the shoulders out of the ears. Now twist by drawing that right shoulder back more. Maybe the back of the right hand comes to the small of the back, or maybe that right hand even reaches around for that left hip to roll your right shoulder back more. Soften anywhere you can on the exhale. Stay with your breath. Let something go. Last chance, last exhale here. And release, bend your left knee, sweep the floor to the left. Bend your right knee, sweep the floor to the right. One more time to the left. This time to the right, turn all your toes to face the top of the mat. Shoot the right foot up and back, three-legged dog. Bend the knee, open the hips, maybe flip it over, wild thing. Press down into the feet to lift the hips. Reach through the fingers. Your head is heavy. Your breath is deep. Relax your head and your neck. Soften anywhere you can on the exhale. Slowly come back to plank. Optional chaturanga. Meeting back in downward facing dog. Make sure you check in with your wrists and your shoulders. And if they're not feeling 100%, then you skip the vinyasas. All right? Inhale through the nose, high on the tippy toes. Open mouth, exhale, sink into the heels. One more time. Inhale, lift your left foot high. Exhale, left knee, left armpit. Lower it down to the wrist. Back up to the armpit. Over to the right armpit. Straighten the leg out. Maybe you lower the foot down. Peel the right arm up. Maybe the gaze follows. Lower the right hand. Bring the knee to the nose. Shoot it back up. Three-legged dog. Bend the knee. Open the hips. Square the hips back up. Three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to nose. Step it through. Crescent lunge. Knee over ankle. Press that knee forward. Draw the left hip back. Reach up out of the waist. Find your breath. Keep your heart lifted. Interlace the fingers back behind. Find a little backward bend. After you roll the heart open, to open the shoulders. Keep pressing the left knee forward. Hinge forward. Drop your head inside the knee. Reach the arms up and overhead. Let something go here. Through the sides of your neck, your eyes, your jaw. Drag your body towards the right. Find that wide leg forward fold. Toes turn in. Inhale, lifts you halfway. And exhale, fold. Release your hands to the ground. Turn your fingers back away from you, back towards your heels, and walk your hands back between your legs. And keep pulling your head down towards the mat. Maybe you want to take a little wider step and see if you can actually get your head down close to the mat here. Use your inhale to lengthen through the spine, the back of the neck, back of the legs. Use your exhale to soften anywhere you feel tension. Slowly walk the hands back under the shoulders and then walk them forward like a wide-legged downward facing dog. So your hands are shoulder width distance apart, your head becomes heavy. Press into the fingers and knuckles, lift those sit bones up and back. Maybe you come up on the tippy toes, and then maybe you lower the heels and lift the toes a couple times. See if you can find any tension. See if you can use your breath and your awareness to soften there and let it go. Slowly come back to center. Bend the knees, sweep the floor to the right. Bend the knees, sweep the floor to the left. One more time to the right and to the left. Turn all your toes to face the top of the mat. Shoot the left foot up and back, three-legged dog. Bend the knee, open the hips, maybe flip it over. Lift the hips, reach through the fingers, relax your head and your neck. Let something go. Stay with this breath. Come back to plank. Optional vinyasa. Meeting back in downward facing dog. Inhale through the nose, high on the tippy toes. Open mouth, exhale, sink into your heels. One more time. Inhale, lift the right foot up high. Exhale, right knee, right armpit. Lower it down to the wrist. Back up to the armpit. Over to the left armpit. Shoot it back up, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to nose, step it through, warrior one. Left heel spins out and down. Press your right knee forward. Draw your right hip back. Reach up out of the waist. Remember to soften on the exhale. If you're bringing your hands together, really squeeze the palms together and lift the fingers a little higher. If that feels like too much, no problem. Just spiral your pinkies in towards each other and plug your shoulders back into the sockets. Draw your belly in and up. Now bring your hands to your hips and just step the left foot in about 1.5 feet or so. So there's 2 to 3 feet between your feet. It's a small step. Hips are facing forward, right toes are facing forward, left toes kicked out at 45. All right, bring your hands into prayer behind your back if you can, or just press your fists together back there as high as you can get them. Press down into the feet to lengthen up through the crown, and then feel this hinge right at the hip crease as you lengthen forward. We're trying to keep our legs straight, but if you have a little bend in your knee, that's fine. But we're trying to keep the hips the same height. See if you can tuck your chin towards your chest and try to touch your forehead to your leg. And see if you can tell where your hips are. More than likely, you need to lift your right hip up and back a little more. So press into the right foot and lift that right hip up and back. Use your exhale to soften and let go. Stay with your breath as long as you can. Lower your hands down to the ground. Shoot the left foot up high like standing splits. And then hop it back, chaturanga, maybe just 1 inch at a time. Maybe you skip the vinyasa and just meet back in downward facing dog. Inhale through the nose, high on the tippy toes. Open mouth, exhale, sink into your heels. One more time, make it last, let it all out. Inhale, lift the left foot up high. Exhale, left knee, left armpit. Lower down to the wrist, back up to the armpit, over to the right armpit. Knee to nose, shoot it back up, three-legged dog. Knee to nose, step it through, warrior one. Right heel spins out and down, reach up out of the waist. Now set it up. We're trying to get our hips facing forward. It might not happen because the toes are kicked out, right? But press the left knee forward, draw the left hip back and right hip forward. Try to keep the knees stacked over the ankle. Reach up out of the waist. Maybe your palms come together. Soften the shoulders down the back. Pull the belly in. Press down into all 4 corners of both feet. Steady your gaze, steady your breath to steady your mind. Lower your hands to your hips. Step your right foot in a little bit. Toes kicked out at 45 still. Hips face forward. Hands in prayer behind you. Press down into the feet to lengthen up. Keep that length as you hinge right at the hip crease. Pull the belly in out of the way and see if you can fold your body over that straight left leg. Press down into the left foot to lift the left hip up and back. Lower the hands down to the ground, shoot the right foot high like standing splits, and then hop it back, chaturanga, or just slowly make your way back, downward facing dog. Inhale through the nose, high on the tippy toes. Open mouth, exhale, sink into the heels one more time. And then we'll lower down to a child's pose. I think we're going to do one more short flow, but we'll come into a child's pose first. Letting the center of your forehead rest. See if you can return to that really deep, slow, steady flow of air through the nose. See if you can use this breath to clear the mind. Letting this prana, this life force, fill up all the space in there so there's no more room for thoughts. So I wanted to find this thing I'd read years ago, but I'm going to find it this week. It talks about the tapas. It talks about this element of yoga where we're burning off all the icky stuff by creating this internal fire. And I remember once reading that that life has this way of like, you have to put yourself in these tough or compromising positions to really learn what you're made of. And then yoga states that it doesn't necessarily need to mean falling on your face over and over again, that if we do consciously and intentionally put ourselves in uncomfortable positions and work through them, that we get the same effects. You know, but like the people don't go out and put themselves in uncomfortable situations, people you know that would never come out of their comfort zone enough to go to a yoga class for risk of looking silly or whatever it is. And then it was insinuating that the universe has to show them things. And unfortunately, they only learn the hard way. And I love the thought of that it's like there's these parts of life that strengthen us. And when we're young, it seems as though we only learn through loss and pain. But it's like as we become a little more conscious of these things, if we're still willing to step out of our comfort zone and put your body in a hard position, and then stay there anyways, and you feel this inner fire, this tapas kicking in, then it's like the same thing that a lot of people have to learn only the hard way over and over. And I love that idea. So next time you're in a position and your body starts to shake and you feel like, oh, come on, let us out of this. Just feel this inner fire burning away all that icky stuff so that the universe doesn't have to like grab you by the throat and shake you around and show you what you're made of. All right, let's come back up to a downward facing dog. Inhale through the nose, high on the tippy toes. Open mouth, exhale, sink into the heels. Just the one time. Inhale, reach your right foot up high. Exhale, bring your right knee to your right armpit and hold here. So your upper body's in plank. The back of your neck is long. You're pressing into the fingers, knuckles. Your shoulders are stacked over the wrists. Slowly drop your right knee down to the right wrist. Bring it back up to the right armpit. Bring it over to the left armpit and hold here for balance. Keep pressing into your hands. Your arms are straight and strong. Shoot it back up, three-legged dog. Bring the knee to the nose and step it through like warrior two. Keep the knee stacked right over the ankle and pressing straight out over second toe as you open the arms up. See if you can get the right thigh parallel to the ground. See if you can get the hips facing the long edge of the mat by tucking the right cheek under a little bit and drawing that left hip back. If that made your knee collapse in, draw it back, open towards the pinky toe side. Reach forward through the right fingers and back through the left, soften through the shoulders, and try to engage that inner fire by pushing just a little bit more than usual, sinking in a little deeper, finding a little more of a wingspan. But don't forget to soften on the exhale. All right, inhale, reverse it. Keep the deep bend in your right knee. Exhale, cartwheel, hands down. Shoot the right foot up and back, three-legged dog. And then we're going to slowly hop the left foot forward, keeping your right foot high, coming into standing splits at the top of the mat. And then we're going to slowly come to standing, bring the right knee in and up with you, hug it in tight. And then we're going to reach the right arm inside the knee, grab the big toe and kick the right heel out, straighten the right leg. You can use your left hand for balance out to the side or on your hip, pull the belly in, lift the heart, kick through the heel. If you feel steady, bring that right leg out to the right. Keep kicking through the heel. If you feel steady, gaze out over your left shoulder. Don't forget to soften on the exhale. Come back to center. Lower your head down to your knee. Keep kicking through the heel. Slowly come back up. Keep your foot lifted, but release your grip. Point your toe, lift your leg a little higher, pull your belly in, and now flex your foot. And point your toes. Flex your foot, point your toes. One more time. And release, shake it out. Step your feet together. Sit back in the chair. Reach your arms forward, pull your shoulders back. Reach your arms up, sink into your chair a little more. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, chaturanga. Meeting back in downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the left foot high. Exhale, left knee, left armpit. Hold. Get those shoulders over the wrist like plank pose. Draw the belly in and up. Lengthen through the spine and the back of the neck. Soften everywhere else. Lower down to the wrist. Back up to the armpit. Over to the right wrist and hold. Finding an arm balance if you like, or just hold here. Knee to nose, shoot it back up, three-legged dog. Knee to nose, step it through, warrior two. Right heel spins out and down. Open it up, check in with the hips. Try to get the left thigh parallel. Check in with the knee over the ankle. Arms parallel to the ground. Gaze over your left fingers. Soften the shoulders down the back. Find that inner fire here. Keep the left knee deeply bent. Inhale, reverse it. Exhale, cartwheel hands down. Shoot the left foot up high, three-legged dog. Slowly hop the right foot forward to standing splits at the top of the mat. Slowly come to standing, bring the left knee with you, hug it in and up. Left elbow inside the knee, grab the big toe with the peace sign fingers, kick through the heel. Pull the belly in, lift the heart, use your right hand for balance if you like. Once you're steady, left leg comes out to the left. Once you're steady, gaze over the right shoulder. Keep kicking through the heel or you'll lose your balance. Come back to center. Lower the head down to touch the knee if you can. Slowly come back up. Keep your foot lifted, but release your grip. Point your toe, lift the leg. Belly in, now flex. And point. And flex. And point. One more time. And release. Shake it out. Step your feet together. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, swan dive, lengthen forward. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, chaturanga. Meeting back in downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the right foot up high. Exhale, right knee, right armpit. Lower it down to the right wrist, half pigeon pose. Wiggle the left toes back a little bit. Lower the left knee down. Untuck the toes. Walk the hands back with the hips. Try to level the hips and lift. Puff up like a pigeon here. Now keep the length in your spine as you walk your hands forward. Bring your forehead down to rest here and settle right in. Count how many seconds you can hold on to this inhale and then make the exhale match. Now make this one a little bit longer, holding on to it as long as you can. And then soften through that hip, through the shoulders, anywhere you can. Soften on the exhale. Maybe you lift those wrists up, coming up on tented fingertips for the last couple of breaths. Last chance to let something go. Take in as much air as you possibly can and then slowly let it out and let it go. Come back up onto the hands. Roll to the outside of the right hip. Swing your left foot up and around, flat on the ground outside the knee. Lower the left sit bone down. We're going to turn and twist to the left, planting the left fingertips at the base of the spine to lengthen the spine. Reach your right hand up a little higher, and then hook the elbow outside the knee. Gaze over the left shoulder. Draw the left shoulder back more. All right, press the sit bones down. Inhale, lengthen up. Take as much air as you can. Exhale, soften the shoulders, the face, the eyes. Twist a little deeper. Use your breath now. Inhale, length. Stay with your breath. Use all your focus to stay with this breath a little longer. After you soften everywhere you can, notice there's a little more space. Twist into that space and wring out your spine. Keep your twist. Just slowly, your head only turns to gaze over the right shoulder. Slowly, slowly, slowly. Past the right shoulder, maybe just a little bit further, and then soften. And then deepen your twist by pushing the elbow into the knee and drawing the left shoulder back one more time, and then soften one more time. Let that shoulder melt out of your shoulders and your traps and your neck. And slowly unwind through center. Find a little counter twist on the right. Slowly come back up. We'll unwind. We'll just cross the ankles, plant the hands, and you can just slowly make your way back to down dog, or you can shoot it back chaturanga. If you're feeling really ambitious and your shoulders and wrists are feeling 100%. Inhale, left foot lifts up. Exhale, left knee, left armpit. Lower it down to the wrist, half pigeon pose. Wiggle the right toes back, lower the right knee down, hands back with the hips. Try to level the hips, lengthen up, puff up, and walk it forward. Bring your forehead down and settle right in. See how long you can hold on to this breath. Maybe lift those wrists up, coming up onto those fingertips. Slowly come back up. Roll onto your left hip. Sweep your right foot up and around flat. Lower your right glute. Turn and twist to the right. Plant the fingertips to the base of the spine to lengthen. Inhale, left arm up a little higher. Elbow outside knee for leverage. Pull the right shoulder back. Let the gaze follow. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, soften and deepen. Chin is parallel to the ground. Find length in your spine on your inhale. Take a little more air. Use all of your attention span. Fill all that space with this prana. No room for any more thoughts. After you soften everything there is to soften, notice you can twist just a little bit deeper. Keep your twist. Slowly, slowly, just your head turns to the left. Gaze over the left shoulder and a little beyond. Deepen your twist by pushing the elbow into the knee and rolling the right shoulder back. Soften one more time. Let go of that tension. Feel it dissipating down the shoulders, down the back. Slowly unwind through center and counter twist on the left. Slowly come back up. Feet flat. Reach your hands forward and slowly roll back onto your back. And then hug your knees into your chest. Rocking side to side across the spine, or moving however it feels good here. Sometimes the first time I rock across the spine, it really hurts. But then just by getting a little blood flow there, then it doesn't hurt anymore at all. And I don't know exactly what's going on there, but I think it's a good thing. I think there's just lots of parts of your body that don't get any attention or circulation or awareness. And I feel like if we didn't pay attention to them, at some point they become like fragile or diseased. But that first time across the spine, I'm like, ow. And then just as soon as I bring a little awareness there, it's like, oh, that's no problem. Okay, let's roll back into a plow pose. See if you get the toes to touch the ground behind the head. And maybe you interlace the fingers back behind you. Maybe your palms even glue together back there. Now keep softening more through the head and the neck and the shoulders and the face so you can sink in a little more. If your toes are touching the ground, maybe they walk back even further back there. Try not to let your breath be restricted here, even though your throat's all crunched up. Bring your hands to your hips, creating a shelf. As you straighten your legs up towards the sky, stacking the hips over the shoulders and the feet over the hips, zip your legs together. Reach up through the balls of the feet, lift your feet a little higher. Soften anywhere you can on the exhale. Two more breaths. Slowly lower back into that plow pose and soften in even more. Relax the neck. Relax the jaw. Reach your hands back behind you towards the top of your mat. Press down into your palms and slowly roll out one vertebrae at a time. Once your legs are straight, flex your feet. Draw the toes towards the face, kick up through the heels, squeeze your legs together. Now slide the hands under the booty with your palms facing down. Draw your shoulders down a little bit, tuck your chin a little bit. Now we're going to take 20 seconds to lower the legs down. Squeeze them together towards center line. Pull the belly in. Kick out through the heels, draw the toes back towards the face. Find your breath. Soften through the face and the shoulders. We got at least 10 more seconds. Kick out through the heels. Squeeze the legs together. Pull the belly in. Maybe once your legs lower all the way down, you want to pop up into a fish, pressing into the elbows to lift the heart and the head up, reaching the crown of the head towards the mat behind you. You're still zipping the legs together and reaching out through the balls of the feet. Really press into the elbows to open the heart. Maybe the legs lift up off the ground. Stay with your breath. And slowly release, hug your knees into your chest. And then lower your feet flat on the ground as wide as your mat and cactus the arms. And just windshield wiper your knees back and forth a couple times. And when you're all evened out, we'll go ahead and straighten our legs out long on the mat. Spreading your feet as wide as the mat and letting your toes fall open. Tuck your chin just a little bit one last time to lengthen the back of the neck. Close your eyes. And now we'll let go of controlling the breath. Unless your mind starts to wander, then you can continue counting the seconds of the inhale, trying to make it match the seconds of the exhale. Otherwise, see if you can just imagine that without even trying, that every exhale is just kind of picking up where you left off and helping your body to melt and release tension without even having to tell it so. Imagine that you are being breathed, and this intelligence, this prana, is coming to fill your body all the way up. And then every time the air leaves your body, it's offering you this new level of relaxation by helping you to relax all the tension out of your muscles and your mind. Invite a deep breath into your nose all the way down into your toes. Invite movement back into your fingers, into your toes. And invite yourself to stay in this place of calm that's always right here for you. Rolling onto your right side. See if you can commit to lightening up a little bit, being a little more gentle with yourself, maybe a little more playful or childlike. Maybe just for a couple hours for the rest of the day. When you're ready, slowly come back up to a seat. Inhale the arms up overhead. Squeeze your palms together. Lift everything up one more time. And then bring your hands to your heart. Let your head bow to the wisdom of your heart. See if you can commit for a couple of hours to not missing one chance. Every exhale, soften a little bit. Maybe you can keep your gaze soft and your face soft. Bring your thumbs to that space above the eyebrows and take a moment to thank yourself for showing up. May all beings everywhere be free from pain and suffering. May our thoughts and actions in some way contribute to that. Namaste.